What's going on, everybody? My name's Chopper. So today we're going to be talking about what Advanced Warfare did wrong. Now, I did an episode about what Advanced Warfare did right. If you haven't seen that, you can go watch it. I'll leave the link to that down below in the description. But today is the more negative side of this game, where I was focusing on the positives that last time, and this is a little bit more of the negatives, things I didn't like. And no, I'm not making this video because Drifter posted it. I'm sure a lot of you guys who are subscribed to me are also subscribed to him. So I am not posting this just because he did. I actually was writing my notes down. I usually have like notes and stuff like that down before I record a commentary, and my notes are already down before he even posted this video, and he got it before me. But no, just before anyone says anything, I'm not trying to copy him. Like I said before, I had my notes and all my points written down beforehand, but he happened to post this before I did, so I'm not trying to copy. So let's just jump into this. Something that I didn't like about Advanced Warfare, maybe not necessarily the number one issue, but it was pretty high up there. A very big issue for me, my distaste for this game. I know I really like this game. I really like Advanced Warfare in general. It's just I had a couple pet peeves and they really got on my nerves with some things. So the first thing, of course, for me is weapon balance. There just wasn't, this is going to lead into a couple other points, but there just wasn't that much variety, especially in the weapons and class setups and everything like that. You know, Sledgehammer has nerfed, you know, the super overpowered things like the ASM-1 and the bow. And to be fair, they're not super godly like they used to be. But the thing is, there's guns like the AMR-9, the EPM-3, actually the XMGs are no longer, because they got buffed pretty severely, so those are actually useful now. But like the EPM-3, AMR-9 especially, you know, I'm a really big fan of submachine guns, and the AMR-9 is just, you know you're putting yourself at a disadvantage when you use it. In Black Ops 2, I could run any SMG and do well with it, you know, like any SMG is viable. It each had its own little job or little thing that it was special at. And that's what I liked about that, is because I had so many setups for so many different things. I had like an MP7 with a silencer for my stealth class, and then like a PDW with a long barrel for just like a, you know, a rush, get in your face class, usually for objective game modes, and it worked out really well. But in this game, it's like speakeasy or bow, you know, like ASM-1 or bow, you know, what do you want to run? And there just wasn't enough variety in the weapon balance. They were outshined by the ones that were a little bit more powerful than the others. If they would have made each gun have its own little, not really ability, but its own little job to fill, I think that would have been really cool to see. You know, I wanted to use the SN6 and the KF5. The KF5 is not too bad, but it just doesn't compare to the ASM-1. You know, the ASM-1 just outshines it in pretty much every aspect, and that's kind of unfortunate because I really like weapon variety. That's something that kind of did get on my nerves. Another thing is that Pick 10 is way better than Pick 13. And I thought Pick 13 was actually a better idea at first when I heard about it, because, you know, Pick 13, that sounds great, but people just realize that it's no longer useful to run kill streak. They should just run perks, because that uses every life. You know, you get a perk every life. Now, you don't necessarily get a kill streak every single time you're alive. And people just really stopped using kill streaks almost. I mean, I still use them. See, I'm running 4 on this, but that's kind of rare. Like, you don't really see it that much, honestly. Another thing about kill streaks is that the kill streaks weren't too valuable. Honestly, like the Warbird and Paladin were pretty good in their own right, but everything else, like there wasn't really that many kill streaks. When they showed this off, I think in like the beta or whatever, they had the big YouTubers play. I thought there was going to be a lot more kill streaks because they had like a limited set, and that's what they all said. But we didn't get that many more kill streaks, honestly. I think there was maybe just like 1 or 2 or something like that. We didn't have that many kill streaks, and they had the thing where you can customize them stuff, but it was just not worth it. Like, to add an extra missile is like 200 extra points on the Hellstorm, and that is not worth it whatsoever. So no one really upgraded. I used rockets on this just because it was fun. I used aggressor on my Warbird just because I don't want to control it, but I never really upgraded it to make it better, if that makes sense. So another thing I got is the weapon variants. This is going to lead to my next point in a second, but I would have gone about the weapon variants differently. Like, they make very little changes. They have like advantages and disadvantages. I would have had a system with just straight advantages, but the thing is, you don't get it random, right? You have to work for it. You have to do a certain challenge, or get a certain amount of kills or headshots, or, you know, merciless or whatever, just any little challenge to get said weapon variant, and it wouldn't be like a random thing. And that leads me into my next point, which is the supply drops. This is the big ticket item for me. This is the thing that really made me mad the most, is the fact it's not supply drops that made me mad. Number one, it is the fact that they monetized them. They made them able to be sold, and they made money off of them. And I remember this Advanced Warfare interview, and Michael Condrey said himself, we will not be selling supply drops. And you can go and watch the interview. I'll try to link it down below in the description, but you can go. He said it himself, we will not be selling supply drops. And when they announced that, I gotta be honest, I was a little upset. You know, it's turned into pay to win. And you know, the variants don't do that much of a difference. I mean, like the speakeasy is way better than the regular ASM one, but it's not a game breaking kind of thing. Does that make sense? And the free weapons. This is something we gotta talk about. The free weapons. Okay, so Advanced Warfare released the M1 irons to everybody. That's really cool. That was really awesome of them to do. You know, they released a free gun, free DLC, did not cost anything to anybody whatsoever. Everyone got a free gun. That was absolutely cool. And then a little bit later, they roll out the STG, the Blunderbuss, and the SVO. And they call it free. They call it free. So everyone thinks that they're getting these 3 new weapons. But when they get on, they find out that they either have to buy them in supply drops or use regular supply drops. They have to play for them. And that doesn't actually sound like a bad idea, right? You can play and get your thing. But the thing is that it's so unlikely that you'll get those new weapons. You need a variant to be able to use the base version of the weapon in itself, which is absolutely ridiculous. That's an absolute scam. And it basically just pushes you to want to buy the advanced supply drops. And that's just so dumb. You know, Michael Condrey said that he was not going to be selling supply drops. And, you know, that's been quoted. And honestly, that really set it off for me. That was a straw that broke the camel's back, is the new weapons that they marketed as free but really weren't free to people, because it either took up a lot of time, like almost 11 to 35 hours of gameplay. It's been calculated, but either that or, you know, you spend the money for it, and that really just set a lot of people off. That really drove some of my distaste for this game. And another thing that people have been upset about is the skill-based matchmaking. That had to be implemented into the game. I realize that's not a super bad thing. It's just they didn't really address it like they should have. They didn't calm everybody down about it. They should have just, you know, come out in the open and said it. They really kept it low key. And know what they should have done is actually came out with the entire community and told everyone why they needed it, why they needed an Advanced Warfare specifically, why it needed to be in the game, why it was good for the overall game, and just everything like that. Explain to them basically what it is in case people are confused, and just try to calm the confusion down instead of trying to avoid it. Does that make sense? Because it just let it fester and brew in the community, and that was not good for it. I mean, I was firsthand. I could see that everyone was getting off the game just because of that, and it wasn't getting fixed or even explained, and that turned a lot of people off, unfortunately. So that's really all I had for you guys today. So let me know what you guys think. If I missed anything, please let me know. If you disagree, please let me know in the comment section down below. So guys, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.